Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Movie Talk with me, Joe Mayo, also with Tim Allen, and also with Tom Hagnotti. And we're trying to do this Thursday nights, which we've been doing pretty good. Thursday late afternoon Eastern time, whatever. It's a bad time, I think, for people. I wonder, it's dinner time. Are people just getting out of work here in the East? I don't know if it's the best time. But it's when you got to fit it in how you can fit it in with your schedules. So that's what you do, right? Isn't that right, Beatletti? Don't you think so? Hi, what's going on, Beatletti? And James Farley and Kobe. And we're starting out our show. And I'm trying to think again if I watched much stuff. I know I've been watching mostly TV stuff. Lost in Space. I watched the robot one is good in the black and white. See, War of the Robots. I just watched that. That's one of the better ones. I think that I'm surprised they didn't use Robbie the Robot for Lost in Space instead of the robot. So much more practical. Robbie the Robot can get around. He's got two legs. He can actually walk. You got the robot.
Say, why didn't you tell me you had two legs?
You didn't ask me. Yeah. Thanks for segueing into that. Laurel and Hardy joke. And I also been watching my Laurel and Hardy Blu-ray. I don't know what's going on with them. I love Laurel and Hardy, but for some reason it's not grabbing me this time. I don't know what it is. But I've seen them many times. That's the deal. So that's what I've been watching. And let me just get a few more names here. Bing. Hello, Penny Lane.
Hello, Penny Lane.
And Mike. And John, DJ Moreno, John, and Robbie Detroit's Vinyl, and Gray 1951. Again, I'll say it every time to embarrass you. Mike, this man, please watch his channel if you like movies. Please subscribe.
I watch his channel constantly. I never comment. Sorry, but I watch every video you put out.
Yeah, and I'm saying it again. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it till it happens. I want you up here someday. That's all I could tell you, because we can talk about all kinds of things. All kinds of movies.
That'd be great.
Yep.
So, just so you know, we like you. And what else can I say? I feel like I was going to say something, but don't recall. I got sidetracked. Tim, watching Rockabye Baby with Jerry Lewis. Have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I never heard of that.
He made a lot of movies. I've probably seen 15 or 20 Jerry Lewis movies, but I haven't seen them all.
Yeah, that's not
one that I don't remember it.
Comes to mind. So yeah, I like Columbo watching. Again, I stopped Columbo. I was watching at least one a night, and I just stopped.
I haven't in over a month watched the Columbo.
Yeah. And I was watching Taxi, the comedy, sitcom, and then we got pretty far. We got into the fourth season, and then we kind of just petered out. We'll get back where we left off.
How many episodes are there in the season of Columbo?
Oh, not many, right? Because they're movies. They're mini movies.
Yeah. It was split with two other shows, so probably 10 at the most.
Yeah, if there are even 10, but yeah, something like that, 10 or less. There's not many.
Yeah.
I forget what the number was. When I first got into it, I got the number of total episodes, and I can't remember. I think the 100 and something. Well, like low hundreds. I don't mean 190, like 100. Yeah. I'm guessing 10, 100 and something like that. Okay. Mike saw A Complete Unknown and really loved it. I'm glad to hear that. I loved it too.
Great.
Mark says Complete Unknown is number one, the UK and Ireland box office for the last 3 weeks. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Yep. They clearly have better taste than we do in America.
Okay, we're talking about here. We're talking about 16 millimeter, as James corrected here. Here, 16 millimeter of Abraham Lincoln. Can't wait to see the Zeppelin movie. I saw a commercial, and I think I want to see it. To tell you
It's
the
gonna,
truth.
yeah, see, it's gonna be an IMAX theater, so I'm really excited about seeing that. I was actually gonna see it tonight, but other
Oh,
things were happened. So, but yeah, I'm looking for hopefully Monday night or soon. I'll be seeing. It's called Becoming Led Zeppelin, and it's
right.
about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's not your your regular hour and a half music documentary. It looks like they actually all three members are part of it. So I can't wait to see it.
Well, going all out. I'm surprised it's theatrical, but I don't know. That's good.
Well, it's going to be great. If it's in the IMAX theater with those IMAX speakers, it's going to be loud and it's going to be awesome.
I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna have to go in there and see that really, because I like Zeppelin. And I saw when I was watching one of your live streams, you were talking about Zeppelin 2 being your favorite
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
album. I love Zeppelin 2. I always say Zeppelin 2. This is me. Zeppelin 4, and I like In Through the Outdoor, which is
Mm.
Zeppelin light to some people, but I like it. Anyway, okay, I'll send you some Laurel and Hardy memorabilia from the museum here in Harlem, Georgia. It's the next town over from me. Well, I'll take it. Anybody want to send gifts? Go right ahead. You can find
You mean,
the
wait a minute.
address.
You mean Robbie's Detroit Vinyl's not in Detroit?
You know who I,
Oh.
you know who I like in Detroit? I've been watching some clips because sometimes things get on your phone and you scroll and there's like these things you keep watching.
Hmm.
Hardcore Pawn,
Ah,
Pawn.
yes. Hardcore Pond.
I
8
love
Mile.
watching that. I like the one that was on TV. I don't know how much of it's
Yeah.
staged or not, but some of it looks so real to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all you got to do is just watch the credits and see how many writers are on the show, and then you'll
Oh,
see
is that
how
what it is?
staged it is.
It's funny. I want to answer that. Do you guys know what might have
I
been your
know.
movie? What
Yeah.
is yours, Tom?
Star Wars at the drive. Star Wars at Drive in 1979, when they reshowed it before Empire came out. So yeah, at the drive-in, Star Wars.
So you didn't see a movie before that?
Not in the theater.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the problem with this is that I've seen. Now, I can't remember what order they are for me, but I know we saw Mary Poppins.
Yeah, are
I
you
know.
talking kids movies or because
Well,
kids movies?
anything. Your first
You know,
movie you saw in the
I think
cinema.
probably Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was replaying sometime in the
Yeah,
mid late '60s
yeah,
theatrically, and that's probably the first.
yeah. It's hard. It's hard to be sure. Not of this earth. Well, there's a couple of versions. How about the remake with Tracy Lords?
Ugh.
Yeah, the early. I think I know. I think I know the black and white one. What that is? I think, which I like.
Yeah, that off was positive, by the way. I actually prefer that version.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Mainly because of Tracy Lords, or only because of Tracy Lords.
I, I thought I used to believe me. I watched my share of Tracy Lords back in the day. I did. Me TV now has Harry O on with David Jansen. I think I saw that mentioned, but I don't know the show.
Hmm.
I got to catch up here. Happy Thursday. Just about to watch None of This Earth with Beverly Garland. Oh, that's where it came up. Beverly Garland and Paul Burt. The umbrella bat. I love Beverly Garland. I got a picture with her too. I should go in and get it. I got a nice picture with her. I'm going to get that picture, and for more reasons than just her in it. I'm going to show you. You won't believe this picture when I get it. I'm going to do that. But in the meantime, what do you guys love about going to the cinema? What do you guys hate about going to the cinema?
These things right here. When this is what I hate about going to the cinema.
Yeah, they light them up
Um.
and shit. You see them lit up.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I love these things, they're a nuisance in in certain parts of society.
I
Hmm.
I haven't been to the cinema since they started carrying those things.
You're muted, Joe.
You guys talk a little bit. I'm going to look to see if I can find my Beverly Garland photo that I got with her, taken with her.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, do you remember what your the last film you saw at the cinema was, Tim, or
I
around
do.
around it?
It's quite a long time ago. V for Vendetta.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one though too. I really like that movie.
And before that was the first, Finding Nemo.
Okay.
And before that was Kill Bill 2. Those are the last three movies that I saw in the cinema.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. And you said you're kind of far from a
Well,
Cineplex or a theater.
there's one in our mall still that we thought was going to close
Right.
because Regal filed for bankruptcy during
Mm,
COVID, and it's a
right.
Regal, and they closed for a
Right.
long time, but then they did reopen. But there's only 3 or 4 theaters in it open, I think, and they
Right.
only get the huge blockbusters,
The
basically
mainstream
comic book
stuff. Yeah.
movies or in car
Right.
chase
Right.
movies, and that's it. So
Right.
never anything I want to see.
I got my picture. Beverly Garland photo. I don't know the year. I'm going to say 93, 1993. Okay, it's a blast from the past if it shows right away.
Yeah. The good old porn stash.
Look at that. Notice anything? Look at that. That's the Mayo. That's the Mayo. That's the old. It's going to be the old Mr. Mayo.
It looks like you were spending the night, Joe.
Oh, yeah, I remember she was so friendly. She seems like that in the
Very
movies.
friendly.
She was really, because I just remember her saying, I was taking a picture with her. I said, have your picture, take a picture short. And she goes, so I'm kind of like stand like a little, I was afraid to get too close. She goes, oh, come here, kid. She has like cigarette voice. Oh, come here, kid. That's how you do it. She knows how to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah. My Uncle Paul, what's up there? Let It Be movie theater. Yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
Uncle Paul.
I saw so many freaking movies. I just can't remember drive-ins and stuff. I just Mary Poppins had to be one of the first, I guess. But who knows?
I actually remember also, this could have even been before Snow White. I remember seeing the movie Santa Claus in the theater. That
Yeah.
Mm.
that awful, also called Santa Claus Meets the Devil, but it's really just called Santa
That's
Claus.
that's
I
is that
saw that
domestic?
movie in a theater.
But that's a foreign movie, right? Isn't it
Well,
Mexican?
yeah,
That
yeah.
movie?
It was, I forget the dude's name that imported
Oh, it's
Mexican movies and
terrifying.
changed the
But I saw.
dialogue so that the lips match, sort of. And
Yeah,
yeah.
I I saw the Christmas that almost wasn't in the movie theater with Paul Tripp. I think was it the guy from Birthday House. There was a kid show called Birthday House on, and not many people remember him. But
My first adult movie that I remember was at the drive-in, and it was Planet of the Apes.
no,
First inside a theater movie that was an adult theater was Jaws, believe it or not. And I had not want to go. My parents had to drag me and my brother kicking and screaming. We did not want to go see a shark kill people. We had no desire to see this movie.
I mean, I guess
I
I could say
definitely.
that my first adult movie in the theater, because I was 10 when it came out, would have been the second Indiana Jones film, because it was rated. It was like the first PG-13 film, I guess. And if you've seen that movie, probably kids probably shouldn't see that one, but I did. I loved it.
I saw Love Bug also. I saw it at drive-in.
I think I saw that at a drive-in too, and I definitely saw Love Bug 2 in the theater when I was a kid.
Harry O was just Mannix with more coffee. Tim, if a cinema was, did you answer this before? If a cinema was closer to you, would you go more, or you just set on seeing DVDs now?
Well, prices. I don't really fancy paying $20 to see a movie. But I would if there was anything close, but there really isn't.
I think this might be a good time to throw in a movie I saw. in a movie theater. I did see one movie last week. We went to a movie theater. My girlfriend and I sometimes, she's off was off on a Sunday. We were off, and she's like, "Let's anything playing." It's like we never really know of anything anymore. When I was younger, it was like I knew every movie that was out, and I'd go at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. But anyway, so she's reading what these things are about. She's talking about this movie. Among the movies she was reading, well, one of them was, I'm trying to remember all of them. What's the one that starts with a P? That's kind of a horror film. Presence, something.
Presence, yeah, Presence is they're premiering it as not premiering it, but they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're promoting it as like a haunted house type film.
Yeah,
Presence.
that was one, and of course, I was kind of open to that. But no, what else you got? And there was something else, and I forget what the other movie was. Something about a guy on a farm or something, more of a drama.
Oh yeah. He's losing his farm and he's made a bet with the realtor or whatever. If the Green Bay Packers wins, then he'll give him
Yeah,
another year to catch up on his mortgage. Yeah.
and I was like, yeah. So then we said, well, this movie Companion, it's called, which is about robot companions, and she goes
Right.
haywire or something, and I'm like, that sounds
Right.
good. That's fine with me. And but just so happened we got to the theater, and then we just, well, let's see what's playing when we get there, what time. So we got there, and it was like just as we got there, the movie was going to start. But these days starting means you got to sit through a half hour of commercials,
Right.
of
Actually,
trailers.
let me tell you something real quick, Joe. I guess somebody in office is bringing up a law to pass where movie theaters will have to give the real start time
Oh,
of when the show, because it's actually, they when you go see a movie or when you go buy a ticket for a movie, they say the start time is like, say, like 7 o'clock. Well, it's actually like 7:30 if you throw in all the trailers
yeah,
and the commercials that they have. So
right,
somebody's looking to hopefully change that, but I don't think it'll pass or anything.
yeah. We'll see about that one. So anyway, it was good timing. We went in there, and I saw the movie. We both liked the movie, and then Tom saw this movie also, Companion, right? After our
Right,
last show, you went there.
right. This is why I left early last Thursday, was because I went to go see Companion, and I really loved it. I thought it was really good. Like the premise. If you saw the first trailer, you knew nothing of the twist, but if you saw the second trailer, then it kind of gave it away, what it was. Which, either way, I probably still would have enjoyed it. But yeah, I like the premise, and it was good. It was a bloody good time.
Which is in. I like the fact I said it in my review, the little review I did here. I said, I like that they didn't give you. I don't think they gave you a time. They didn't say the date. It could have been five
Hmm.
years from now,
Right, right,
10 years. I don't know. But anyway, in the near
right.
future, because you're going to have that. I fear. Lifelike
Well,
companions, robot
yeah,
companions.
lifelike companions, and if you were paying attention, you saw the cars were driving itself, which they're
Yeah.
kind of doing now as well, but it looked like it was even more advanced in that technology.
And they gave you. They said you could switch to manual mode if you wanted. That you could do a manual, which is what they should do
Hmm.
if they do it.
Right,
You're never going to get me in one of those. I know people say never, and then they do it anyway. But you're
right.
not getting me in a self-driving car. That's not happening. But so there's that, and I don't know what to say. I like I forget the woman's name now. The young actress. I forget her
Yeah,
name. I thought she was good, and
and
I don't know. I don't know what
the
it
the
was. I was
main
trying
the
to put
lead
into
the lead
words.
the lead actor was Quaid, was a Quaid. So he was Dennis Quaid's son.
Oh, okay.
I'm forgetting his first name now, but
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, I like the two leads. I like the. I'm trying. Trying to. You can't always describe how you feel. I was kind of more isolated. I like the fact that it wasn't. I said like a big city. Like it wasn't. This is happening countrywide or worldwide, I guess. But it's only about a group of six or so that are in this lake house getaway weekend,
Right.
and it's more confined. I like that a lot better. I love Westworld, and that was the first time I think I ever saw a movie that was like the idea of like technology gone too far when you have like lifelike robots and they start like,
Right. Like Stepford Wives as well.
yeah, oh yeah, Stepford Wives, yeah. So I
Plus,
liked it. I was happy.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
don't want to give too much away of the plot, or in case people are wanting to see it. I mean, it was a $10 million budget. I think it's already passed. It's grossed, I think, 18. So it is profitable. But I mean, these are the kind of movies that I think people should go see. I mean, yeah, there's some violence in there, but I mean, again, I think it was only what, 97 minutes, and it moves along quickly. Good premise. I liked how, the you were able to control, how the when it comes with the Android or whatever, you're able to control its smartness. You can control what language it talks, and there
yeah,
was a lot of really cool things that you could do with it. Um, but obviously, I mean, what you're going to do with it is what, it's
I wonder.
it's
I wonder.
yeah, what you were really going to do with female, that looks lifelike, so.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a few
Oh
good
man.
jokes about that.
Well, there you
So
go.
there you go.
Speaking of which, let's see. My last time in the theater was Grease during COVID. Last movie I saw was the Dylan movie. The Last Detail for Cinema Experience with Jack
That's a good
Nicholson.
one.
Oh, I hate My Three Sons. God, I hate that show. Do you think, or do you know if the audience in the cinema still screamed through the film? I've always heard that they screamed all through A Hard Day's Night, and you couldn't hear any of the dialogue. That's what I always hear. And Help, I don't know about. I don't know about that. I've seen a good share in my life of 3D movies and had a good time with them. You know, I mean, the first
Yeah,
one I think I remember seeing. My mother took me to see House of Wax with Vincent Price. It was, it came out in 1953. I wasn't around then. It came back, I guess, in I think 1970 or something. And that was the first time I saw one. And I saw, a lot of them. Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D, which was amazing to see at the time. Yeah. Um, Video McCartney singing. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he talked about that.
yep.
Recently. That's pathetic. By the way, this is again Beatles stuff, but for $3 I found a copy of this, which I had on VHS, the unplugged 1991 taping, and it's the raw version with everything in it,
Yeah.
and it was great to revisit this again after many years. And it played fine. It looked good. Let's sneak that in there. Uh, let's see. I am not planning on seeing the Wolfman. No, I heard mixed things about it.
Yeah, yeah. I saw it, and yeah,
Hmm.
I wasn't impressed.
There's a movie called back to the Wolfman first. There's a movie called The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, which is from
Mm,
1974, I want to say, or three, and it's supposed to have a similar premise about like that, and Dad is going to become a werewolf or something, and they're out in the woods house or whatever they are, and he's wait for him to
mm.
turn. I heard it was like that. um, in the UK, TV comedy sitcoms were made into feature films. Did the US do this with any TV shows? They do that, but I'm
Yeah,
hard pressed to come up with any.
Well,
yeah. I mean, you got a lot of them. You got
yeah.
you got one of your favorite shows of all time, right? The Honeymooners became a
Oh, but do
movie.
you mean? But do you
Yeah.
mean? Oh, I see. But are you saying like? Oh,
I
I
was
thought they
thinking
meant
she meant at the time, but I could be wrong.
like turning an actual like what they did, like I
Yeah.
don't know, like
Yeah.
Birth
The
of the
one that
Beatles or
popped into
something.
my head is Batman. They did that for a reason so that they could get some props for the
Yeah.
show to use later. So they
Oh
made
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, sure, but a lot of them weren't so good. Like Munster Go Home, the Munsters movie. I
Yeah.
don't think that's
Yeah.
as
The
good.
Monsters made some. The Monkeys.
Yeah, I like that movie. That one, Head.
Well,
Yeah.
like I say, who doesn't like Head?
Ah, thoughts on Rollerball? It's funny. It just came out. Well, came out a year, July, I think, last July. It came out on Blu-ray, and I like the movie. I really do. The only thing is, it takes place in the future of 2018, and I can't stand when they do that. Put a year on. I guess it's 1975. That was fine, but
Yeah.
I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish they would just say like 40 years from now or 50 years or something like that. But anyway, I like the movie. There's something very like ominous about it, or grim about it, that I like the style of it.
Yeah.
And by the
I think
way,
I have
that's
the Arrow version.
the James
Go ahead.
Caan one, of course. But they remade it. I won't see the remake,
Nor will I. Yeah.
and I only heard bad things. But again, it's all a matter of how you feel personally. You might like it, a remake, but I heard only bad things about the remake. So you have that. You have one handy, the Arrow.
I thought I would, but it might be in a box here. I don't know if I want to dig it out right now, but I do have a Blu-ray of it. Yeah.
Freebie and the Bean was better if you're a James Caan fan. But what about The Godfather, James Caan. Thief. There's no other ones that I like by him. Well, Misery. I always thought James Caan did a good job in Misery, but I always thought at first thought he's not really the right type. I don't buy him as an author really, but it worked. Yeah, there you go. This is good if we're able to do this every time we do a show, where you notice like we went along with a bunch of questions and comments, and now halfway through or whatever, we have a break where we could talk more about, when people are here, about movies we may have seen, other movies we may have seen, or things we might have picked up. So, Tim, how about you?
Me? Okay, I'll do pickups first. I just have a few. I only realized like a month ago that I did not own this movie on any physical media, and I was like, really? Because this is maybe the movie I've seen more than any other movie in my life, and I found it the other day finally.
Oh,
The Breakfast Club.
Wow, I don't think of you for a Breakfast Club person.
Oh, I was the right age. I was, me and you are the same age. I was
but I didn't. I wasn't.
Came out. This and St. Elmo's Fire, I've seen probably more than any other movies. Probably, I used to watch them all every night.
Tim,
you're a little older for that.
You're aware that the greatest genre of all time has released that film, right, on Blu-ray?
Yes, but I don't.
It probably doesn't look as good as yours, Tim.
No, but I refuse to spend a lot of money on this kind of stuff at this point. So finding it for $1, and it is in a slipcase, so that's nice.
And I do like the movie, but I always think, I'm just thinking like look, I'm not quibbling with this. We're same age, but it's more for teenagers, I get.
Well, it is. But I wasn't that. But I don't know even which I saw first, this or St. Elmo's Fire, and it's got
we were 23 at the time.
St. Elmo's Fire related more to me at the time because I was about their age, and but just great movie. And I realized I didn't have it, and so now I'm still looking for St. Elmo's Fire, but I found that. Found this just today. Mother Jugs and Speed.
Oh, I really never see that with.
I haven't either. So, looking forward to.
I know there's a line where she said, I thought she says, "Don't call me Jugs" in one of the scenes. But,
that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah,
okay. They might want to see the back too. So,
but she's not in all. She's kind of like reserved looking in that movie.
Mother Jugs and Speed. And I bought this just because it's sealed. I'm pretty sure I have this and I've seen it. But for $1 sealed, bought the original Scarface.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
It may have some extras on it I haven't seen. I don't
know. That's another one that came out again on Criterion, right?
I picked that up. And I found this today, and this was $1, and I just couldn't pass it up on Blu-ray for a change. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
Wow, the real one.
It has an extra disc and the DVDs. This is a 3-disc set for $1. So, I couldn't.
You know,
Those Disney DVDs and VHSs and Blu-ray, the earlier Blu-rays, they're good to flip. People will spend decent money on them
Yeah,
because they are limited releases when they
yeah.
come out. They just
So,
don't
so,
they
and this being
they only
again a
release a certain
3 disc
amount.
set, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm picking that up for $1. So that's my pickups, and
yes.
I
Sometimes I think I want to get back into. I haven't seen a lot of those animated Disney things in ages. I'd like to see them maybe.
and I saw a movie you guys aren't going to believe that I haven't ever seen before. I downloaded it on the Internet Archive. I found out it was there somehow, and I'm like, really, that's there? So I downloaded it and I watched it, seen it for the first time. It's good. It's not great, but it's the complete Beatles.
No, you
Oh,
didn't.
I'd
oh
never
wow.
seen it before, and I couldn't believe it was on the Internet Archive.
It,
So
it was
Awesome.
it was great in 1982.
yeah,
People
I'm sure it
still
was great, and
still
It
there
love
was
it.
still
were
great in
a few
1989.
things that they
Yeah.
went into that it wasn't all as positive as anthology is.
Right.
They dug a little bit of dirt on that once in a while,
I think
and
Malcolm McDowell was fantastic. I
yeah,
mean,
it
I
was
love it. The
more
last
Yeah.
line he
truthful,
says,
and
the Beatles,
you
the
know
greatest rock pop group of all time, we're no more.
they in my opinion they spend
Yeah,
way too much time on the early days, and they gloss through the
right.
Beatles going psychedelic and changing and all that. They gloss through all of that, and
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had
60,
original music in
65
it
to
too.
67 is probably only
Right,
like 5 minutes of the film. It's
Yeah,
like
it's ridiculous. And
right.
then they have like you take the Revolver album cover and spin it around in circles with
Spin
the
it
yeah,
line of
around,
the
or no,
noses.
they just move the camera past it
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
they're moving
yeah,
the
yeah,
camera.
yeah.
That's
Right.
even worse.
They
Yeah,
didn't, but
made you feel like you're on acid or
I've
something.
seen it now, and now I own it in some physical form because I did put it on a
Yeah.
Excellent,
DVD. But
excellent.
so
That's
at
great.
least I have
I
it and
think
I've
it's
seen it.
still worthy. It's still
Yeah,
important
no, no.
to,
I'm glad I
you
saw
know,
it. I'm glad I saw it.
yeah,
I don't
And
love
I'm
it as much.
still,
I loved it a lot back then. Now I don't love it. A lot of people still
yeah,
praise it in a way.
right.
The only thing I like is these days that there are interviews in there, like with Alan Williams and Tony
Yeah.
Sheridan.
yeah.
There's some other people.
Well,
Marianne Faithful.
I
Like
will say
someone brought an acetate to a party, and
Yeah.
it was
it's
really
way
good.
better than the Beatles '64. I will say that.
Oh well, I don't know about that, but that's just repetition. I think Beatles '64, in
um,
my opinion.
and I'm still watching these things.
Oh yeah.
But I'm mostly
Nice.
done. On this one, I only had one left to go. I watched A Farewell to Arms, and I I don't get the big deal. I mean, it's
I don't
just the
think I've ever seen that
typical.
one.
It's just
I've seen two of those movies.
it's Rock
Mm,
Hudson and Jennifer Jones,
mm.
Hmm.
and it's wartime, and they meet, and Rock Hudson is a confirmed bachelor, and Jennifer Jones has just lost her husband and not interested, and they meet, they fall in love, and this happens and that happens, and blah blah blah, and at the end they're kind of okay, you think, and that's it, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not a great film. And
Hello,
then
Papa Donald.
I watched Van Ryan's Express,
Oh, that's
starring
Frank
Frank
Sinatra, right?
Sinatra, and
Yeah.
I have to say I think this is Frank Sinatra's best performance in a film.
I've seen. Wait, let me see that titles. I've seen three of those. Let me see. Mark Azzaro, very good. I like Mark Azzaro. Love Me Tender.
I
And
haven't seen
Tower
it.
of
I've
the
been
Crown.
watching it from the last one to from the front back to the top. I've been watching it in reverse
I don't
order.
understand the random titles and things. I don't get that.
It's leading men, so they just and I watched the Towering Inferno again,
Yeah,
and
I don't know why that doesn't work for me. I
you
didn't
know
like
what?
it much.
I liked it more this time than any other time I've ever seen it. I
Yeah.
just wish it was a little shorter, and I wish some of that beginning stuff was. It starts out so much like a made-for-TV movie. It's just
Yeah.
got made for
right.
it's not, but it's just got made for
Right.
TV movie written all over it for like the first 15 minutes or 20
I don't know
minutes.
why that's always a bad thing. People say that, anyway, I love the Poseidon Adventure. That's my favorite disaster film. And then Earthquake. I like
Yeah.
Earthquake, but it's not great. But I like those two.
I did like the Towering Inferno better this time than any time before, and I think it's funny that what's his name? Oh my God, Robert Wagner is one of the most top billed people, and he's killed within like the first half. He's the first one to die.
Was No Way
Well,
Out?
right.
Was that the Sidney Poitier film?
I
No Way
just
Out?
watched this today. Well, yesterday,
Yeah,
and I watched half of the commentary. This
yeah,
and Van Ryan's Express both impressed me. This is
right.
one of Daryl Zanuck's, message films. He wanted to get it out there, and Joseph L. Mankiewicz wrote the screenplay and directed it, and they wanted Sidney Poitier. Well, they found it's Sidney Poitier's first film, and
That's his first movie. Yeah, that's his
it's
first
also
film. Yeah,
Ozzie Davis's first movie.
yeah.
And what's it? Why can't I think of his name? Whitman. Who's what's the guy's name?
No,
Which
is it
movie?
James?
No Way Out.
No Way Out.
Whitmore. James.
James Whitmore. Yeah,
James
Yeah,
Whitmore is in No Way
Whitmore.
Out.
yeah.
He did not want to
Right.
do this movie. He did not. He was getting in the leading man stature, and it was a second build role, and he had to play the worst guy you've ever seen on screen. And he's trying to get out of it, and that Zanuck and Mankiewicz said, "Nope, you want to act again. You're going to be in this film." And I'm watching it and I'm like, is this a film noir? I was trying to figure out, is this or is this not a film noir? And I saw it to the end and I still had to make up my mind. And I watched half the commentary now. I had to turn it off to come here, actually. But
Richard Widmark.
and Eddie Muller does the commentary. So guess what? It's a film noir. I was like, holy crap, Eddie Muller's doing the commentary. So,
Was No Way Out was that remade?
There's another film
You might
called
be
No Way
thinking-
Out.
No, yeah,
It's not
with Gene
Sean Young?
Hackman and Kevin Costner.
Yeah, but it's not
thinking,
this.
Yeah.
This is Sidney Poitier is a black doctor who just passed his test, and it's literally his first day on the job as a full-fledged doctor. And the guy in the prison ward, the doctor in the prison ward calls out sick, so Sidney Poitier has to go up there on his first day, and he runs into I've already forgotten his name. Is it James Whitmore? Is it Stuart? Whatever.
Or is it Richard Widmark?
Richard Widmark. That's what I'm thinking of. You
Yeah.
got it. Richard Widmark. And
Come on, Tim.
him and his brother had just held up a gas station, and Sidney Poitier thinks there's something wrong with his brother besides being shot in the leg by the cop. And he gives him a spinal tap because he thinks he has a brain tumor because he wasn't behaving right before he shot the cop and blah, blah, blah. And he dies. And, of course, Richard Widmark blames the N-word guy, for, and that's it. That's his whole thing. And freaking Sidney Poitier is like, after every take.
Why did you have to put it like that for?
Well, because that's what it is in the movie. Only it's
I don't care what it is. Sugarcoat it a little bit.
I did sugarcoat it.
No. Anyway.
But anyway, and Eddie Muller's like, after every single tape of Widmark's like apologizing profusely to Sidney Poitier, and Poitier is just like going, he's like, after a while, he's like, okay, enough. We're actors. You're playing a part. I'm playing a part. You're doing your job. I'm doing my job. Just stop it.
All right.
Anyway, good film. I don't think it could be made today. I literally don't, unless somebody like Quentin Tarantino made it. But
then we're okay because he's all right. I mean, I want to go back because there's a lot of things that I missed. Do you think? I think they're running out of ideas. Don't they run out of ideas decades ago?
Yeah, decades
Yeah.
Most of the time, you can find like things that are reminiscent of other things.
Yeah,
To
Killer Elite was a good one too. I like that one.
James. Being movie watchers, you have a specific way of watching movies, TV, large screen TV, surround sound, big comfy chair. Oh, what's this? I don't know. The bigger the screen, big screen. I prefer movie theater always most. If
Yeah.
as I say, if it's an appreciative audience, a well behaved audience, and they're into it, and it's right, and that's to me that's the ultimate. Well, I know. Yeah, we said at least I know Tom and I are interested in seeing Led Zeppelin documentary.
it won't play anywhere near me. So.
Well, let's see. We get dance around this a little. Thoughts on the new Snow White movie? I think it's absurd, and this thing about
It's live action. Yeah.
she isn't allowed to have dwarves, right? They don't even just call it Snow White. They won't call it Snow White the Seven Dwarves even a name. But it's all right, I guess. To call it Snow White, who cares? But anyway, there's a lot of other things about it that I think isn't it like she's something with the prince or something? So you got to give her consent.
I've seen some of the images of it, and I have no interest at all in even knowing any bit of it. So whatever. I'm not going to see it. I don't want to learn about it. Don't want to know about it.
Yes, people try to equate things. I mean, people who support it. Like I remember, like hearing somebody, I forget who, some panel show, they were arguing about that, and someone said they didn't like the idea, like these ridiculous scenes that I've seen of the CGI little people dancing around with Snow White, and somebody said that was ridiculous, and then this other person countered by saying, "Did you ever see Who Framed Roger Rabbit?" As if like, come on, it's not the same thing. It's not the same idea, really. If they're going to do live action, the dwarf should be live action, in my opinion, with her. And when they did animated in 1937 or whenever the original one is, everybody was animated. I don't know. Whatever. No, you just get aggravated by it. It's just it won't do it won't do that well. I don't think.
No,
I don't think so.
However,
a lot of people didn't think the live action Little Mermaid wasn't going to do well, and it ended up doing very well.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Okay. Which do you think is the best film company winning the race of getting bums back on seats in cinemas today?
Which do you think is the best film company? Well, I mean, Disney
Get
won
butts
the Disney won the I guess most money made last year. I think they did gross like $3 billion or something like that last year. So, Disney's putting out a lot of stuff that people want to see, I guess. But
yeah, this title always comes
yeah.
up for some reason. I don't know. I love the movie. I think it's great. I keep every time it comes up, I keep saying I wish I would get a better copy. I'd like to see Criterion do that. I like that movie a lot.
Kino put it out recently, and the transfer is great.
They put it out recently?
A couple years ago, yeah. I think they also did a 4K version as well.
All right, then I'll have to look that up and put that on my list then, because I want to get an upgrade. Because the one I have is the DVD. But it's not that it's a DVD.
DVD is terrible. The DVD is terrible when
it's just it's not a good quality. Not because of the format.
Can I just say I think the future of putting people in the seats in theaters relies on smaller companies and smaller films. And it's going to be an aggregate, no giant films. It's just going to be an aggregate of good films coming out and more people going to see them, which is already happening, I think.
I hope so.
Complete Unknown, I think, is Idiot's Guide to Dylan, perfect for beginners. I
I
think
mean,
this gets
then I mean,
mentioned
I
a
guess
lot.
you could. Yeah,
I'm
I think
sorry.
that gets much. Touch of Evil gets a lot mentioned, but you know what? I guess you can say that at all on all music bios. Then they're all complete. Idiot's
Yeah,
Guide to
yeah,
whoever.
they really are.
Yeah,
Unless it's a multi like Beatles anthology might not be because that
right.
that's 8 hours of film.
Excluding the
So,
nominees, films that didn't get nominated. That I would like to hold on one second. I got my list of my 10 favorite films of the year, but the one that I really liked was called Strange Darling. Um, Small Things Like These with Cillian Murphy, who won Best Actor last year. I thought was really good. Saturday Night, I thought was really good. I thought maybe that would have deserved a Best Picture nomination, and I like the Bike Riders as well. So.
you said who should play the new Bond? Let me say something on that. Whatever show it was, I forget what it was. Whatever show I was watching where they were talking about the new Snow White, they were talking about Bond again. And I still haven't seen the last one. What is it called? No Time to Die?
No Time to Die.
But I heard there's a lot of controversy with it, but I get the feeling about it, what it kind of is. But after hearing them talk, I don't think I want to see it. I think I might want to stop it at. I don't know what the last one was that I liked. I also didn't
Skyfall.
see Skyfall, might be because that's a good one. I mean,
Right.
I might want to stop it there. I also didn't see Spectre yet, but I have both of them.
Yeah.
But I gotta see them. But anyway, I personally think I hate saying this about a lot of things. Bond should be done, put to bed, unless somehow they're really going to go back to the roots of the way he's supposed to be. And
Right.
and he's supposed to be very whatever he is, uh,
Right.
chauvinistic, I guess,
Womanizer. Yeah.
womanizer. That's the way. That's Bond. I'm tired of them tweaking it. I was able to get with Casino
British,
Royale and what's that?
British.
Yeah.
British. I was able to get with Casino Royale, and I didn't like the second one, Quantum of Solace. I hated that. To me, that's the worst James Bond movie. And then I got back on board with the other ones. Whatever, Skyfall. Or there might have been another one. I don't know. But anyway, I accepted Daniel Craig. At first,
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, that's my opinion. Drop it or do it the way it's supposed to be. Simple as that.
Can you highlight Philip's comment, the one that was right above who should play the new Bond? And Philip, that's your big mistake in this comment is you said the seems pretty bad. Well, you need to see those films because if you did see those films, I think you would think that I think it was a very, very good year for films. And there's a lot of the films that were nominated, like Noir and Conclave and The Brutalist, were all fantastic films. So see these films before you make that judgment.
Mhm. And this thing here again, it's not again. I can't say this enough. Damn it, uh, it's not a misogynist thing. Bond is a male. James
There
Bond.
already is. There already is in Sky in the last film, the No Time to Die. There is the 007 is a female.
Well, then forget it. I
Yeah.
won't see it. Because 007, you want to make 006, 009 or something like that, fine. I know there was a 008 in one of the one of the movies, at least. But no. Or make a whole new star. I mean, I have nothing against that. The same way I don't want to see I don't know, Miss Peel or whatever from the Avengers be a male. It's the same
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
Or I can't think of who else. Catwoman be a guy, I'm tired of it.
Oh yeah, it worked well for Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, Doctor Who. I heard they did that
Yeah.
with as well.
It didn't go well at all.
No, it did not go well.
Uh,
Yeah,
there
well, I
you go.
mean, to watch them, I would guarantee you, if you watch Conclave, Conclave is not boring. Conclave is one of the best talkie dramas I've seen in a long time. Nora is it's nonstop fun. I really enjoyed Nora. Nora. Um, And what else was, like I said, I don't know if you saw A Complete Unknown. Substance. Oh my God, Substance is far from boring.
Yeah, I still got to
Oh
see
my.
it. I got to see it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. I don't know if I could think of a TV show adapted to the big screen that I'd like to see anymore. I mean, if it was me, it would be an older show. And if it was going to be an older show, I mean, a lot of people are either dead or too old. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's none now. I can think of a couple that would have been good at the time. I always thought Seinfeld made a mistake. I thought there should have been a Seinfeld movie about a year after the show ended.
Well, I'll take a Curb
Just
Your
picked up,
Enthusiasm movie.
just picked up where the
Yeah.
show left off. They
Yeah.
get out of
Like that.
jail and off they
Yeah.
go. And that would have that you had a guarantee audience. It would have made millions and millions and millions of dollars if it was any good. And then he could have ended it there. You know what I mean? I thought that was a good idea. I also think Arrested Development would have made a good movie at one point.
Mm.
Well, as far as my opinion of the worst actor who played Bond, I'm only going by the regular movies. I'm not talking about before that. There was Casino Royale, a TV movie thing or something before Dr. No, of the main people that are in there. I'm not. It's not going to be popular, but it's either George Lazenby for me. I do not love that movie on Her Majesty's Secret Service. A lot of people say that's the best Bond of them all. It's either him or Timothy Dalton, and I know people love Timothy Dalton.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Or Daniel Craig. I mean, Daniel Craig's good, but he's not as Bondian as the other two are more like Bond in the books.
They're not. The new Bond movies aren't Bond movies to me. They're just movies.
I like Sean Connery, Roger Moore, and Pierce Brosnan. I like Pierce Brosnan as Bond. I think he's great as Bond, and I don't know. A lot of people these days he doesn't have a good rep among fans.
I would have really liked to have seen Pierce Brosnan when they wanted him. Because I think he was signed to, what was that, Remington Steele show,
Yeah.
and he couldn't do it. I would have liked to have seen him like at that point in time when he was a little younger.
I think he might have been too young. I thought looking back on it, he almost looks a little too young in GoldenEye, the first one. But I don't know. I just thought he did like the comedy. He could do the comedy, the Roger Moore comedy, and also be Deadly Force. Like he could be serious. So I like that. I like that he did both, and he was good looking and all that stuff. But yeah, the movies were starting to hurt a little bit. GoldenEye is good. I actually like all of the Pierce Brosnan movies except for the last one, Die Another Day. Really didn't care for that too much. JFK, the first time, thanks to Tom.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kevin Costner can be a good actor if the source material is good, if the writing is good. You see that he's great in something like JFK, but then you see him in something like Waterworld, and it's just like, well, there it goes.
Well, they made as far as I'm concerned, they already made TV movies of with the original cast. In the 70s, which is good enough for me. Oh, I don't know. I mean, the Abbott and Costello TV show or Seinfeld. I mean, I don't know. I guess Seinfeld's a better show. I mean, I don't know. Everybody loves the Abbott and Costello TV show from the 50s. I kind of like their movies better.
I'll take Seinfeld.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm a lot of people, but I'm trying to think. Like, really want to think. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of them. I'm thinking of horror again, of course.
Star Trek, I think, has made some bad sequels. I mean, you can say Star Wars.
The first one was the worst, though.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, Star Wars for sure. Oh, come on. I'm not a Star Wars guy, really, but man, I saw some of the new ones and I'm like, come on, man. They had a good thing with the first three.
Gone in 60 seconds. They're still making those things, aren't they?
No, you're thinking of the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Fast and Furious. Okay, yeah, Fast and
Yeah.
Furious. Like, oh my God,
Yeah, and that's one you can say right now because I think they're like on 7 or 8 or 9 or something like that,
oh
and
my
it's
God,
just getting
just
very
ah,
long in the tooth.
We still got to go through Tom's stuff. We didn't go through your stuff before you
no,
leave. Wait,
Well, I only
but
got one thing. I only got
well,
one
let me
thing to
answer this
show
first,
this
then we'll
week.
do it.
Yeah,
Does it feel for me?
no,
It doesn't bother. It's how the movie works. If the movie's working
yeah,
for you, it doesn't matter what the hell its length is.
yeah,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah, I only got one thing this week because I'm trying to be good because I got the Nashville trip coming up. We're seeing Ringo
Oh yeah.
at the Grand Ole Opry. So, and then I got Vegas trip and I got the Fest trip too. So, but this was a must have. This is De Niro's 1973 film Bang the Drum Slowly.
Oh yeah.
This and Mean Streets are the two films that pretty much put De Niro on the map. This is also stars Michael Moriarty, and it's a baseball film. And De Niro's a character who is diagnosed with Hodgkin's, and it just revolves around his relationship with Michael Moriarty, who is the pitcher. De Niro's the catcher, and so it's good. And then the team ends up they used to pick on him and stuff like that, but then once they all find out that his issue, they all end up lifting him up and away, and then he starts thriving again. But anyways, and I won't give away the ending, but I think it's a very good, heartfelt film. It's De Niro's, I think, is fantastic. He's a Southerner in this film, so and this is before like those early Jack Nicholson films, those early Cary Grant films, when they become like, oh, it's just Jack being Jack. I mean, this was like before De Niro was who he is now. This is where like, he
Yeah.
slipped
Before he
into
was
a
a jerk.
role. Yeah, well, that's your opinion, but um, I mean, these are when actors can kind of like slip into a role and you don't really know that it's them while you're watching these films, and that's one of the things that I really like about this movie. It's got two great commentaries on there, one with the director and one with the film historian. There's a nice little a featurette on there with the early films with De Niro on there. So I haven't seen this in a long time. I did have it on DVD when it came out back in the day, but I love this movie and glad it's finally out on Blu-ray. So
There you go.
that's what I picked up. Yeah.
And I should have an immediate answer for this, but it's going to take me a lot of time to think of. I don't know why. Maybe you'll give me some idea. Holy crap! I mean, dude, I must have a lot of these answers, and I can't think. I can't think of them. You can't pull it out just right out.
Like Salma Hayek.
I was going to mention her, but then there's other things attached with that if I say her. But anyway, yeah, the first time I saw her, yeah, I was my first thing that came in my mind, by the way. But
Yeah.
when I was a kid, there was one on TV, but I don't know
the
if she
TV,
was
yeah.
TV.
Lonnie Anderson was someone I had a
No,
big
the
crush on.
first. Now I'm not even gonna remember her name. I had it, and it's
I Dream of, even at a young age, I liked I Dream of Jeannie. I mean, TV
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah.
oh, the first time I saw Rosanna Arquette in something, I just went, oh my God.
Yeah.
A movie though, and I was older then too, but I just was like, wow. Was, believe it or not, Tandy Newton in Mission Impossible 2.
Oh yeah, she's
I just went,
very
wow.
sexy woman.
I
Yeah.
just went,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, what is the name that I used to like a lot? But not did I get it from a movie or I used to like her at the time. Oh, geez, I'm thinking of a name. Terry
Gar?
No, not Terry Gar. But she's cute. What was the
Hatcher?
other one? Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher.
Terry
Yeah.
Hatcher. I saw her in. I think there was a Andrew Dice Clay. I think he was in it, Smasher or something before he was. I don't know. It was, and I was like, wow, she's amazing. Look, at least I thought back then. Anyway, feelings of I have a feeling of the new Superman movie. Pass.
That's too bad. I'm a huge fan of the director James Gunn. I'm glad he's in control of the DC universe, and I have a lot of faith in the film, and I think it's going to be really good.
I'm a believer in one universe.
Oh, they're doing that thing. Oh, geez, we started on
No,
that.
no, it's not a multiverse. Marvel is the one that's doing the
Yeah,
multiverse.
I know, I don't do superhero movies. Period. Multiverses or not, I just don't.
Right.
I've had
Understood.
enough.
I mean,
I've had
it
enough.
gets
Understood.
me of all these decades. Like, what else can you do with Superman? I mean, if you're going to do it, like, if you're going to do it true, what else can you do with it? If you change it around a lot, I get and take everything it's not. I guess you could do things,
Hmm.
but I mean, what's he do? He flies. He takes the glasses off. You can't beat
Right.
him because he's the strongest thing ever. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Olivia Hussey.
Oh yeah. She just passed recently too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that he ever had a
He
regular co-star.
did he do a couple films with Sophia Loren, I think. He
I
did
only know of
two
I
with
only know
her.
of the one,
El
South Seed.
Cid and yeah, and then one other ones I think. But I mean, I guess you could say I mean, how many other people were in the Planet of the Apes with him?
Yeah, I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
just
I
the
wouldn't know if I
two,
count
right?
those. There's only two
Yeah,
movies that
yeah,
other movies though. Nah, I don't really think. I don't think he had a regular co-star in anything.
right.
Unless I'm overlooking something big time. It's always different people, I think, for the most part. Well, uh, those Doc, Fantastic Four. I bet you the thing is going to be CGI. We also have a Fantastic Four and a
No,
Jurassic
that
World trailer dropped. Oh, come on. I
yeah.
don't care about Jurassic anymore.
No, I
Last
don't
one
care
made
about
of
them.
over $1 billion, so
Well, that's neither here nor there.
I don't do tentpole movies. Sorry, I just don't. That's
Oh,
not
somebody
interesting.
mentioned this earlier about Megan 1 and 2. I didn't. I still have a copy that a guy made me of the first Megan movie. I haven't watched it yet, and I know the second one is coming out.
I mean that same kind of same kind of like uh, same kind of thing, like the companion, right? Same kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not presence,
What do you
but
mean, like in
Realistic.
it's all AI
yeah,
generated?
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same idea,
Yeah, thank you. Same idea.
concept, whatever.
Premise.
Concept, that's a better word.
Yeah.
Premise, thank you. That's the word. Premise that I was thinking of, yeah.
The original Superman could not fly back in the beginning. I
That's
don't
no,
know.
because that's why they say able to leap
Yeah, no, he
tall
could jump
buildings, because
really
he's a
high. He
leaper.
didn't fly.
Yeah,
He could just jump
right,
really high.
right,
Well, wait a minute. Okay, but how
yeah.
come they say is it a bird or is it a plane?
Well, I mean, because he can be in the sky for a period of time, but I mean, again, it's more leaping ability, kind of like the Hulk was in the comics had a
Yeah, the
great
Hulk
leaping
leaps. The
ability.
Hulk can outleap
You know,
Superman. I don't care what anybody says. I like to see the Hulk versus Superman kick his ass.
right.
I like
Okay.
Superman. I got no problem with Superman. I
They
like the
did Justice League Avengers spin-offs, so I think they did fight in those comics. Yeah, X-Men and McKenna, that's a good film. I like that one. That's one of A24's first films.
really, that's they talk about bad effects. I mean, I have those. I bought them on a DVD. No, the cartoons. No, maybe I don't have it. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Kirk Allen. I think I'm thinking of, not the Fleischer
I have
cartoon.
the Fleischer ones. That's all I have but Superman.
But
I
what's the
think.
one where is it Kirk Allen? What's the one where it's a live action, but when he flies, he's a cartoon. One of those serials. It might have been Kirk
Yeah,
Allen.
I think I've seen them, but I don't know.
I have the Batman serials. I have the Kirk Allen. I have what's supposed to be the greatest serial is what's the other? What is that? Adventures of Captain Marvel. I have that. It's supposed to be very good serial. Well, I think we're near the end of the line here, folks. The end of the line. Which is just as well because I got to get going anyway. That's why I do it at this time. So I was pretty good. And
good
Tom,
questions tonight, guys.
yeah,
Good job.
you covered everything, Tom. Right? The one thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. You're talking about poor effects. I mean, for the time, But thanks everybody on screen here, and thank you in the gallery. We try to do it every Thursday, hopefully. So stay tuned. We'll let you know when there's going to be another one. Just subscribe to my channel, which is now Mayo's Cinestalgia. Hard to say that. It's hard to remember it and to say it. It is for now. Right now, it is. Nostalgia is good. The reason I changed it is because it's nostalgia too, like comic books and other things to do with pop culture nostalgia. It's not just movies. So anyway, that's it. I'll talk to you all soon. Take care, folks. Cheers.